How's it going, guys? This is Mouseball, and this is the AttackMouse Nation, and welcome to your first Mouseball ride-along on this channel for YouTube. Now, this is the automotive side of my content. I have a political channel called Mouse 45, and if you're into President Donald J. Trump and enjoy American freedom and prosperity, well, you can come and join me there. But if you're just into cars and you're just a gearhead and you really don't care for politics, well, guess what? This is actually my true passion. And this is what I love the most. This is actually my job from Monday through Friday, including up to Saturday and Sunday. And I'm taking the time on this Sunday where I have a little bit of time off to film these videos so that way you guys can have some content on this new channel. Now, obviously this channel is small, it's just starting out, and I don't really have a big audience, but for the only one other person that's watching, that's you, Josh. I'm gonna do everything I can to bring you great content. Now let's just jump into it. First off, why do we modify cars? Why do we do the things we do to a car? And why is it that people will dump thousands upon thousands of dollars into a car that will depreciate and literally not be worth anything on the market, especially if you actually modify it and personalize it to make it your own? Well, as a car enthusiast, it's very simple. You want to get the attention, and like I said, if people tell you that they're not trying to get attention, they're lying to you. Almost everybody who does something, whether they're wearing clothes, whether they're, buying a big house, whether they're trying to be the manager at their workplace or whatever it is, they're seeking approval and attention and acceptance. And whenever anybody tells you, well, I'm just modifying the car for myself, that is true to some degree, but to be honest with you, people want to be noticed, people want to be looked at, because that's what American culture is like. You want to stand out amongst the crowd of normies. And the thing is, it's easier for some people and harder for others. But when you get with the right people that have the design talents and the abilities to turn your car into a one-of-a-kind machine, well, it's a lot easier at that point. And that's why there's custom shops and places where you can actually get that done. Now, another reason why we modify cars is because we're not satisfied with the factory performance or the factory parts that they put on these cars. And obviously, almost always the parts are going to be subpar, and they're only going to be built to the price point of the actual car. So naturally we go in, we put in more reinforcements so that way the car will react and handle dynamically much better. We put in more power adders so that way the car can get more air, more fuel into the engine so that we can produce more power. And then obviously, me as a person who absolutely adores and loves sound coming from cars, well, we do exhaust systems. Now obviously people think that loud is better, and me, I tend to think that if your exhaust system is loud, it should be a nice melodious tone as opposed to just being loud for the sake of being loud. Anybody can make a car loud, anybody can throw on a 3-inch exhaust and have the thing bellow and boom. But when you actually attract the kind of attention you want, not the cops, but you attract a female or somebody that actually wants to get to know you because your car is a centerpiece for starting a conversation, well, you know what, if you can't hold a conversation with your female compatriot in your car, well, she's going to get pretty tired of it. And women are very sensitive and touchy about cars that sound overzealously loud. So you want an exhaust system that's balanced. You want something that will actually give you the tone and the noise at full chat that you want. Definitely be able to be heard from a block away, but at the same time, that will keep the car within its territory of being a car. When you have a super loud Mustang or you have a super loud anything, well, it just stands to make you look like an obnoxious douchebag. And that's the main problem, because what comes out of the car doesn't necessarily make the car faster, as you know, with Teslas being absolutely silent and just basically making a ghostly moan as you accelerate from 0 to 60 in 2.5 seconds. So noise doesn't necessarily mean fast. The whole point of having noise in a car is to have the ambiance of excitement, the ambiance of a car doing its thing mechanically. you know, whether that's at the front of the car or at the back of the car needs to be a full-on experience. And that's what makes cars amazing, is that you're on an actual experience with the vehicle. And again, it's just part of the car culture. It's part of what we do when it comes down to modifying and building a car. We want all aspects of that car to be not only correct and perform better, but we want them to reflect our personality. You know, and obviously some people have more boisterous and brash personalities than others, and they will definitely go around, you know, making noise and causing a commotion in most cases. And for some people, they think it's cool and they applaud it. For others, they look down upon it. So again, based on how things are, you cannot make everybody happy in this world, and you just need to do you. I'm just kind of giving you a little overlook on, you know, what my opinion is on it, and my opinion is as good as anybody else's. You know, it shouldn't be taken as gospel. Me, I like my car being balanced. I like my car looking good and being well taken care of and maintained, regardless of what make and model it is. And the one thing I also like is a car that sounds really good. That's why I lean towards Ferrari and Lamborghini for sound, not necessarily on the performance level, because you could literally get that kind of performance out of a Corvette, you know, with a small tune, you know, maybe cam and a head package, and you could literally be doing what a Ferrari or a Lambo do for, you know, a quarter of the price when it comes down to the finances. But as a car enthusiast, you know, you're not one to look at price. If you're in the stratosphere of owning one of those cars, well, guess what? You're going to want to own one. Especially me, a Ferrari is a dream car for me, but the thing is, I'm sitting in this Abarth, which is basically under 30K, way under 30K, and I have just as much fun as I could have in any Ferrari, any Lamborghini. And to me, that's what's important, is the fun factor of the car, you know. And plus, not to mention that when this car is modified, well, it makes it out to be something very special, because again, it's an oddball. It's a car that's rarely seen. Many normies don't even know what it is or what kind of car it's supposed to be, and that's the fun of it. You know, when you see a Corvette, you know it's a Corvette. When you see a Mercedes, you know it's a Mercedes. When you see those kinds of cars, well, it's brutally, you know, in your face that that's what it is. And you know, once you've seen one, you've seen them all. But when you actually have one of these cars, which is very rare to see in the United States, well, guess what? This is a car that will get you lots of attention, even stock. So let's just say I've taken Mouseball to a whole different level and have literally, you know, made the car very appealing, at least for me. And at that point, that's kind of why you want to do the things you're doing with cars when you modify them, is because it brings you joy. It brings you a little bit of you know, pride, because you put your own hands on it, you did your own work, and that is always important. That's one thing that you always want to, you know, put in yourself as, hey, look, I accomplished something. But anyway, guys, stay happy, stay healthy, stay wealthy, and I hope you guys enjoyed this first Mouseball ride along, because there's going to be many more to come. Take it easy, guys. Mouseball out.